Hey everyone! Molly again has decided to abandon me. So today it is just going to be Jaeger and I. And I hope that's okay with everyone. If not, well, talk to Jaeger. Right, bud? Yeah? Yeah. Good boy. Okay. So let's see what we have here. So we are reading Passages of Avalon, or Passage to Avalon, sorry. And we are on Chapter 5, Willow. Sam took out his phone to check the time. October 24th, 2032, at 10:30 a.m., the morning after his birthday. Nothing seemed amiss in that regard. "Yo, Heinrich! Where am I?" Sam asked his phone. "Guten Tag, Sam. I cannot confirm your current location as I do not have a signal," Sam's phone said in a pleasant German accent. "No signal? What is this, 2020? What's my last known location then?" "Before losing signal at 9:24 p.m. last night, you were 31 miles northeast of Te Anau, New Zealand." "New Zealand?" Sam scoffed at the news. "Cutting-edge technology, my stinky socks. Must have glitched out during the earthquake." Sam shook his phone, his universal first attempt at fixing anything electronic. His phone probably didn't know what to do with itself without a signal. "Yiggy, come on back, bud. Come on back." Alright, looks like I have to bribe him to stay with us, so give me a moment. Yes, I know, handsome. I know. Alright, to bed. To bed. Good boy. Okay, sorry y'all. Here we go. The double-edged sword of getting something too advanced was that it typically relied on other advancements for it to actually work. "Gone are the days where you could just pop in a video game and start playing the blasted thing," Sam's father used to lament every time a new game required some terabyte update prior to playing. New Zealand was on the other side of the planet. Even if he hadn't spent his entire night blacked out for who knows what reason, he couldn't have gotten to New Zealand this quickly. And yet, the impressive landscape did look rather New Zealand-y. Sam needed to get a signal so he could find out where he was and call for help. Sitting on this valley floor probably wasn't helping out much. He'd have to gain some elevation. He also needed to get out of the open. Reynold and Gurn could come back, or, heaven forbid, someone worse could come along. Sam slung the knapsack over his shoulder and made for the nearby woods. There was no trail where he entered the forest, just tall, moss-covered trees and spongy earth. He set a brisk pace, checking over his shoulder every few minutes. He pried at the creepy wooden hand as he walked, but made no progress in loosening its grip. Several times, he stopped and listened closely after hearing what he could swear were footsteps. He spent enough time in the outdoors, though, to know that even a seemingly quiet forest was full of moving creatures. There was always something on the ground. After an hour, he stopped and pulled out his phone. "Yo, Heinrich, you get any signal yet?" "I have not gotten a signal since we last spoke, Sam." Sam kicked a nearby tree. "Gal dang it! Worthless thing!" "Are you referring to me, Sam?" Heinrich said. "Please do not judge my value on my ability to access a non-existent network." "Well, you're not exactly much help at the moment," Sam replied, finding it a bit ridiculous to argue with his phone. "Can you at least point me in the right direction from where I last had signal? What direction is home?" "From where you last had signal, home would be to the northeast." Sam looked up through a break in the trees to orient himself with the sun. He turned slightly to the left and continued walking. The direction was as good as any, and it was still uphill, which was the important part. Apparently, he still needed to get higher to get a signal. "Don't go that way," a voice said from behind. Sam spun around. "Who's there? Who said that?" "Don't ever go that way." The voice was close, but Sam still couldn't see anyone among the trees. It sounded like a young girl, but had a stilted cadence and accent that Sam had never heard before. Sam pocketed his phone and nervously turned from side to side. "Come out nice and slow." There was a playful giggle and movement to his right. Sam blinked hard as a small, human-shaped silhouette peeled itself from the forest, solidifying into a person, or at least kind of a person. Standing not 5 feet in front of him was what looked like a 9-year-old girl, if 9-year-old girls had textured tree bark skin, braided vine hair, leaf clothing, and eyes of pure amber. "Holy boogers!" Sam stumbled backwards and tripped over a large rock. He rummaged around on the forest floor for a weapon, with leaves rustling, in a comic display of self-defense. Sam shook his head and blinked hard several times. This all felt way too real to be a dream. And yet, what else could it be? The clash between senses and logic made his head spin. The strange tree girl laughed again. "I am sorry to scare you." "Stay back! I'm warning you!" Sam scrambled to his feet and shook the branch again. "You are funny," the tree girl said as she walked forward and playfully tapped on the branch with her finger. At her touch, the branch came to life, writhing in Sam's hand like a python. Sam yelled and dropped the branch. "What do you want from me?" The girl smiled wide, her amber eyes squinting. "I would like to be your friend." Sam stopped. "You what now?" The tree girl's face fell, and she jutted out her bottom wooden lip. "You don't want to be my friend?" Sam had no idea how to respond. This girl, this creature, had been completely camouflaged. If she meant Sam harm, she could have easily done it. No, I didn't say that. We can be friends." The girl's smile immediately returned. "Oh, that is good news. I have waited for the right friend for so long." "And, what exactly... Sorry, who exactly are you?" The tree girl playfully cocked her head to one side. "Why, I am a Nartine, of course." "A Nartine," Sam repeated. The Nartine nodded her head enthusiastically. "All right," Sam drew out the word. "And do you have a name?" "Yes, it is the most beautiful name in my language." "Let's hear it." The tree girl gave a croaking groan that sounded like a mashup of an angry crow and an overstressed 2x4. Sam raised his eyebrows. "Not exactly Elvish." "In your language, it means skin of the trees, or tree bark." Sam scrunched his face. "I'm not calling you tree bark." "You would give me a name, then?" the tree girl asked, her amber eyes wide. "Why not?" Sam wasn't sure why he was humoring her, but she seemed friendly, and he was in short supply of friends at the moment. "I'm Sam, and about we call you... I don't know, something to do with trees. Twig, leaf, oak, willow." "Willow!" the tree girl said emphatically, clasping her hands together with a wooden clack. "Oh, thank you, friend Sam. I have never had a human friend before." "And I've never had a tree friend before." Sam had so many questions, he hardly even knew where to begin. With how nonsensical the day had started, it was only logical that he might start getting answers by talking to a sentient tree. "And now that we're friends, I was wondering if you could help me." Willow nodded her head eagerly. "You said you knew where we were." "Yes." "Can you tell me?" "Yes." Sam rolled his eyes. "Willow, where are we?" "Vale of the Edgemont," she said with a satisfied grin. "And where is that?" "The northern border of the Sea Peaks." "And where is that?" "In the South Isle of Avalon." "Did you say Avalon?" "Yes, friend Sam, the South Isle of Avalon." "Avalon? Like the resting place of King Arthur? The place where Merlin got Excalibur? That Avalon?" Willow stared blankly back at Sam. "These are strange names. I know of no Merblin." "It's Merlin," Sam corrected. Willow just continued to stare back at Sam. "You know what? Never mind. How about those men who took my bag? Did you at least see them?" "Oh, yes. I see all the men that come this way. Travelers, traders, hunters, thieves, bandits. I have seen them all." Willow leaned in close to whisper. "But they have never seen me." "So you saw what happened then?" Sam asked, tapping on the wooden hand attached to his arm. "I most certainly did. I have never seen someone drain the aether out of a grafted hand before. It was a delightful sight." Willow smiled and gently clapped her hands together. "Plan?" "Oh, yes, I saw what you did, friend Sam. Very sneaky to trick the men into grabbing you so that you could drain their aether." Willow nodded and gave a mechanical wink. "Willow, I'll be honest with you." Sam shook his head. "I didn't have a plan. I don't really know what's going on. One moment I was at home with my friends, and the next I know, I wake up in a mountain valley facing off against two magic-wielding thugs. And now I'm friends with a tree. I don't know where I am or what a drainer is, and I want to either wake up or go home. And I have this creepy wood hand stuck to my arm to top it off." Willow stood there for a moment, as still as the trees that surrounded her. "That is a very odd story, friend Sam." Sam sighed. This was going nowhere. He pulled out his phone and checked for signal. Nothing. "You need to get a better oracle, friend Sam," Willow said, pointing at his phone. "A what?" "Your oracle, Heinrich. I saw you ask him a question, and he gave you wrong information. You do not want to go in the direction you are going. A very nasty place is in that direction." "Oh, this is just my phone, Willow," Sam said. Willow stared at him blankly. "It's my phone. Never mind. Yes, it's my oracle. Heinrich is an all-knowing techno-magic oracle." "He does not seem all-knowing." Sam held his phone above his head and started walking in an erratic pattern. "He's taking a nap, Willow." "Friend Sam," Willow said, looking on. "What?" Sam replied, staring at his phone as he continued walking. "What are you doing?" "I'm looking for a signal." "What does it look like? I will help look for this signal." "You can't see this kind of signal, Willow." Willow paused. "That is a very odd kind of signal." Sam stopped, put his phone down, and stared at Willow. How could this be real? How could any of this be real? He needed to do something. He couldn't just stand here all day talking to a tree. If only he had a stupid backpack. Well, technically it was Rinnie's stupid backpack, but whatever. There were still at least 2 techno-drones in that thing. He could have sent them off to scout the area and find out where he was and what direction he needed to go. Oh, you're okay, bud. You're okay. Lay down. Good boy. You're a menace. Let's see here. There were countless other gadgets in that bag that would come in handy in a pinch, and by the looks of it, he was in one epic pinch. He needed to get that backpack back. Willow, did you say you saw the direction those two men ran? You don't happen to know what town they might be headed to, would you? Oh, yes, I think I do. Well, you do not want to go that way either. In fact, I suggest that we actually run in the other direction. And why is that, Willow? Friend Sam, you drained the fat man of so much ether that he lost his grafted hand. That is a very rare thing. Word will spread of this. The Emperor will come. The Emperor will want to meet you. The Emperor? Sam asked. The one who rules the race of man. He will want you dead. What? Sam shook his head. I thought you just said he wanted to meet me. He will want to meet you so he can make you dead, friend Sam. Willow, I need to get my bag back. Sam didn't know how much to believe this strange Naratine, but he did know how badly he needed to retrieve Rinny's bag. Oh no, you have little time. We must go to Ogland. I see much, hear much, you see. I know secrets. Willow drew in close to Sam and whispered, Some people fight against the Emperor. Some of them gather in Ogland in secret. They are the Mavericks. They will help you. Could he really just abandon the pack and follow the advice of this strange tree girl? However odd she was, Sam was in an unfamiliar place, and she was the only help he had. And what would happen if he went after his pack and actually found it? He was lucky to get away with his life the last time. Sam needed to find another human, preferably one that wasn't trying to rob him or kill him. If Willow could help Sam with that, then following her might be worth it. He just wished he knew for sure that he could trust her. Willow, why are you even helping me? Willow's wooden lips widened into a smile. Because, like all Naratine, I have been tasked to watch these forests for strange things, and you are the strangest thing I have ever seen. The other Naratine will be so jealous that I have found a drainer like you. I have seen Nasty Reynold and Foul Gurn many times, and they almost always get their way. But not today. I also think you are cute. There's that word again. Wait, what? Sam blushed. He hadn't had a lot of experience with compliments from girls, especially one with tree bark for skin. Sam quickly changed the subject. So, what's this aether you keep mentioning? And what's a drainer supposed to be anyway? Willow stared blankly back at Sam. Friend Sam, unless you have been hibernating since you were a baby, like the screeching bark beetle, then I do not know how you do not know these things. There is much I do not know, but I know that you are not a screeching bark beetle. Willow turned on her rooty toes and walked south. I will explain on the way to Ogland. Chapter 6. The Oracle. Willow followed no path as she led the way through an endless forest of moss-covered trees. The ground was soft and without much undergrowth, which made for easy walking, except for the persistent incline. Sam's legs were on fire. Tree people, as Sam soon found out, didn't really get tired. Willow didn't move quickly, although Sam didn't doubt that she could. She simply kept the same steady rhythm, step after step. Sam's stomach grumbled, and he checked his phone. 1:47 p.m. They had been walking for the better part of 3 hours. Sam strained to remember the last time he had walked for 3 minutes. Scouts, maybe, back when his dad was around. Just like inexplicably waking up in a strange world of mountains, magical thugs, and tree people 2 years ago, Sam had gone to sleep one night and unexpectedly woken up in a very changed world. His father had also fallen asleep that night. He just never woke back up. That tends to happen when you're driving 80 miles per hour on a Montana highway. However odd the reasoning, maybe his father's death had been why Sam took his current predicament in stride. He was used to living in a world that didn't make much sense, in a world where he was very much alone. Sam trudged forward, following Willow through the forest as the trees became thicker and thicker. "You sure this is the right way?" Sam asked, crouching under a low-lying branch. "This is the right way," Willow said, reaching out a finger and tapping a branch that blocked her path. When she did, the branch magically curled back, opening the way forward. "Okay, you need to explain to me how you're doing that." He had tried asking Willow several questions on the way, but she had always claimed to be busy, talking to the trees, which apparently she did by placing her hand on a tree every so often and meditating for 10 seconds. "Willow, you need to understand that I'm not from here. Back where I come from, we don't have drainers and aether, and we don't have talking trees. You gotta help me understand what's going on here." "I don't know how you would get here if you're not from here, but I will explain all the same, as if you are a dumb sapling child. Aether, you see, is the breath of life. All living things collect and consume it. Non-living things can become a living thing with it." She tapped another tree branch, and it curled back like the first. Sam walked up to the branch. "And that's what you just did now?" "Yes, friend Sam. I gave life to the tree branch. I gave it aether. It is mine now, or at least until someone else makes it theirs." "And how do they do that?" "First, they have to use some of their aether to get rid of my aether. That returns the thing to normal." Sam examined the bent branch, mesmerized by the seemingly simple and yet utterly impossible act. This has to be a dream. The thought echoed again and again in his mind, but he knew it wasn't true. His muscles wouldn't ache, and his clothes wouldn't be drenched in sweat if this were all a dream. "Cool," Sam said, tentatively reaching out and touching the branch with a finger. As soon as he did, the branch whipped forward and smacked Sam across the face. "Ow!" "Or if someone drains it," Willow added, looking on. "Draining removes the aether quite well." "Thanks," Sam said, rubbing his nose. He apparently didn't have complete control of his draining powers yet. Things worked differently here, and if he ever wanted to make it back to his precious Montana, he got the feeling that he'd better figure out just how these things worked. "After an object is drained of its aether, it only takes a little to control it." Willow reached over and tapped Gurn's wooden hand. When she did, the curled fingers straightened and the hand fell to the ground. "Hey!" Sam said, rubbing his arm where the hand had been. "Oh, I am sorry, friend Sam. Do you want me to put it back on?" "No, I don't want you to put it back on. You could have done that the entire time." "Jaeger, I thought you might be wearing it as a symbol of your victory." Willow shrugged. Sam rolled his eyes. "So, why can't I do that? Why can't I make tree branches move and wooden hands creepily come to life?" "Aether works differently for different beings, friend Sam. The Naratine can use it differently than humans, and humans differently from others. Those with much aether can do ever much more, sometimes strange things. There are very few that cannot hold aether, and aether cannot hold them. It runs from their touch." "People like me. So, are there others?" Sam picked up the wooden hand for inspection. I hear men tell many stories. Stories of the League of Cowboys, or even the Musketeer Guild from long ago. But even these men do not repel aether like you do. Cowboys and musketeers? Maybe Sam wasn't so far from home after all. He had to get to the nearest town, or get cell signal and figure out just where on earth he was, and what was going on. So, why am I like this, Willow? What makes me different from you? And, other than not being a tree and all. Willow scrunched her wooden features. I am very smart, friend Sam, but I do not know this. Someone in Ogland may know. And that's why you say this Emperor guy will be coming after me? Because I'm a special drainer? Why would he care so much? Because aether is all he cares about. He will kill for aether. He forces all of the people in Avalon to give him most of their aether. He does not like drainers. His greatest power doesn't work on them, you see? They could drain him of his power. You are a threat to him. A threat? Sam was hardly a threat to the vice principal of a middle school where he was trying his darndest. How could he be a threat to a wizard emperor? You know, Willow, I would be more than happy to just simply make my way back home. No need for anyone to hunt me down or anything. Speaking of which, Sam said, glancing around, should we be worried about this emperor guy finding us here in the woods? My friends have covered our trail for now, Willow said, gently patting a tree. But I do believe that the emperor will not stop until he finds you, friend Sam. So I've been told. How far is Ogland? He appreciated what Willow was doing, but he was looking forward to talking with another human to see if he couldn't give the Naratine's claims a bit of context. With your soft human legs, Willow said, sizing him up, we will not arrive before the sun reaches its peak tomorrow. Sam groaned. He didn't know if it was more off-put by being told he had soft legs, or the realization that he was going to have to spend a night out in the woods with nothing but the clothes on his back. Sam's stomach growled. You don't have anything to eat, do you? I mean, for a human, that is. Last time I ate was brownies and ice cream in my basement. Before Sam could finish his sentence, Willow's hand was extended, offering him what looked to be a dozen or so brightly mottled raspberries. Eat! Sam warily took the handful of berries and examined them. What are they? These are opal berries, Willow said, as if expecting him to recognize the food now that she said the name. When Sam's expression didn't change, she continued. They can be hard to find for humans, but everyone knows of them. Very rich in aether, which is wasted on you, but they will still be good food. Sam popped the berries into his mouth. Not bad. They were surprisingly tasty, like a mix of raspberry, strawberry, and blueberry. Is your oracle hungry as well? My what? Oh, no, Sam said, taking his phone out of his pocket. I've got him on a very strict sunlight-only diet. No berries today. Oh, Willow said, her wooden eyebrows rising. You are a very harsh taskmaster, friend Sam. If there's one thing I'm not, it's a... Sam trailed off as he checked the time on his phone. What is it? Willow asked. Did your oracle wake up? You could say that, Sam said, staring at his screen. He had 21 unread text messages. Alright guys, I am going to call it quits a little early today because I am getting a bit of a sore throat. I'm super sorry. But I will actually record another couple of chapters this weekend and post them on Facebook and on YouTube, of course. and then y'all can catch up, and we'll start again on Monday. Right? This was story time with Auntie and Jaeger today. Talk to you guys tomorrow.